All right, guys, this is day 3. And again, you shouldn't be here if you haven't finished days 1 and days 2. Um, I'm sure you love watching me. Just kidding. But you don't need to work, you don't need to watch ahead or work ahead. You need to work as we go. Video, then packet, video, then packet. All right. Um, we have been investigating, going back to remind you of our target. We've been looking at how understanding characters in a drama can help us understand the drama itself. And the target, if you'll remember, is always the learning target is always right here on this very front page of your packet. If you forget, kind of. And then your keywords for this packet and this learning session are drama. That's another word for a story that has a plot and a solution. Characters, the people riding in the cars along the story, and that are part of the story, actually making the story, and the traits of those characters along with their motivations, which help us understand the drama itself. You've been filling out graphic organizers that list the traits of certain characters and then the evidences that you see regarding those traits. On day 1 and day 2. Day 2, we looked at a story called The Treasure, and we were focusing on a character named Iris. You were asked to fill in a character chart for Iris, and I'm not writing on my blank one in case I need an extra blank one. I don't know. I'm just not going to write on this one, but I'll go through. Iris was competitive because one evidence was a sentence from the story that said, "We can't let Victor and Elsa beat us. We can't let Victor and Elsa beat us," is a sign that Iris is a competitive person. It says that Iris, this sentence here says, Iris shivers when she sees or thinks about climbing the tree. Well, she doesn't shiver because she's cold. She shivers because she's fearful or she's afraid. She's scared. You could have put any of those words here. And then it says that Iris was feeling determined, and she was determined. Here's some evidence. Iris takes a deep breath and starts climbing. That means that she decides she's going to overcome her fear and she's going to climb. And then lastly, it says, "Oh no, the map." So how is Iris feeling here? Well, she's feeling, I guess, upset would be the word, or kind of mad, worried, you could say, because "oh no" usually implies that someone is worried or upset, right? And the map was an important part that she needed. So that's the answers to the chart here. And I hope that you took a risk and filled it out first before letting me go over it with you. The point is for you to do it. Let me go over it. And then if you've made mistakes, you can scratch through. I'd like to see the mistakes that you made because that helps me know how you're thinking. But scratch through what you wrote and write the correct answer. Or you can just mark it wrong, and you can write a little note over here about and put it on a separate sheet of paper, your corrections. But you do need to look at what you missed, why you missed it, and then you need to correct it, because that's how we make sure that we're going through the steps that it takes for us to learn. It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes while learning. I don't make many because I have the teacher pages. You don't. So now I'm sharing with you that I use the teacher pages to look at your work, because you have watched Miss Ashley and I sometimes even guess wrong on some of these, because they're not always, you can argue different opinions here. And I'm not going to say that one answer is always the right answer, but evidence should support what you say, and what you say should be within a realm of right when you're looking at how a character is feeling or acting. You can say lots of different words that mean the same things. You can have synonyms. I might say fearful, you might say afraid, but the general feeling should be the same. All right. Today's assignment is you're going to take this chart. You're going to take what I've given you about this chart, and also you can see my teacher pages. Don't forget, you can see my teacher pages actually on the Google Classroom. I've posted them, but please don't cheat and look at them ahead of time. Use them to check and inform your work after you've given it a try without them first. Okay? They're there for you to look at just as well. But I want you to make sure that you're trying and doing things on your own first, because that's how we learn. Okay. We don't learn just by looking at what the answers are and writing them down. That's not learning. That's copying. If we take a risk and we think about it and we put our own thoughts down, whether they be right or wrong, going back and correcting those things, that's how we learn. Those steps. It's important. Today, you're going to do the writing response for day 3. And we've done tons of these. And the first thing you do is to put the prompt in your own words. And I'm going to flip to this page right here is where you'll do your writing. And if you don't have a packet or you didn't print out a packet, you can write on a piece of paper. You can go to the Google Docs that I pop up for each day and type your answer in if you want to. Or you can write on a piece of paper and take a picture of it and there it'll be. So either way, you can do either way. You can do a photo of your answer. You can do of you writing your answer here. You're writing your answer on a piece of paper, or you can actually type your piece directly in the Google Doc. You've got lots of options. Just get me something. All right. The treasure, it says, write a short description of Iris's character. Include her character traits. So include details from the drama that helped you identify what she is like. And I might say in the treasure, my first sentence needs to be a restatement of this prompt. And it might say something like, in the treasure, Iris exhibits many different traits. I'm going to talk about blank, blank, and blank. And maybe you pick 3 to talk about, and then you talk about each one and you give your evidence. Guys, you should be pros at this by now. We've been doing this a lot, this reading response kind of thing, doing a lot of this. And you've got a checklist for writing down here, a checklist for writing down below, and make sure you check that. And I don't think you should have any problem with this. Again, you should refer back to it's totally allowable, and you're not repeating yourself by using some of the things here. This is your pre-writing. This is what you do to prepare to be able to write this. So I hope that you are using that, because you shouldn't have to come up with new things here when you already pre-wrote things here. All right, so that's it. Day 3, you will also, whenever you finish this, whatever time's left in your hour, you'll go to your iReady lessons and you'll work on your teacher assigned lessons for this hour. And then on day 3, for our quiet time, you should have your iReady reading and your iReady math time, 45 minutes of each in, and that doesn't include the time you spend on teacher lessons in my block. The iReady 45 minutes isn't those lessons. It's I get on for 45 minutes and I work on my path either on Monday or Tuesday or day 1 or day 2, whatever day that is for you. One day I do reading for 45 minutes, dedicated, and I don't quit until I get that 45 minutes done. And then the next day I do math, 45 minutes, and I don't quit until that's done during my third hour. My third hour, not in math time, not in reading time. So, and that will be on your path, not teacher assigned lessons. I think you'll get a hang of it. Again, Miss Howard and I can monitor that. So we'll be looking to see you doing that. If you have trouble of any kind, please let us know. Have your parent message us on class tag, text us, call us. We're trying really hard to keep office hours of like 9 to 4, 8 to 3. So do try to get a hold of us during that time period. But if you're working, your parents working, and they can't reach us then, that's fine too. Just message us on class tag as needed. Now, let's talk about day 4. Day 4 is Thursday. I'm not assigning any more packet work. It's kind of a catch-up day. It's a day to go through your work. Maybe it's the day that you spend time photographing what you've done and uploading it to the Google Doc. Maybe you do all of that on Thursday, and that can count as part of your work time on Thursdays. Then you have my hour of reading to work on teacher assigned iReady lessons or Epic. That's what I'd like you doing. I'd like you reading on Epic. Choosing to read for that hour is great if you've gotten your iReady teacher lessons done. I'm going to try to just pop one lesson up a week, depending on how long the iReady lesson says it will take. I'll probably only give you 1 or 2 a week, so you may be done with them by now. And if you are, then you can read on Epic. If you're not done with them, prioritize those teacher lessons first, then go to Epic. And then during your third hour, you can also and also during my hour, you can do read theory. You can do, if you finished your iReady, then go to read theory for a while, then Epic. But iReady teacher assigned lessons first, read theory or Epic next, for your hour on the 4th day. Okay. And it'll be the same way next week. So, and then your free time, you can choose to do any of those things that Miss Howard listed. Just try to choose something different every day, a different thing on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Pick something different. If you did reading yesterday, after you get your iReady minutes, if you did read theory for a while, then you want to do ST Math today. So Miss Howard and I are going to try to keep our routines sort of the same. So for reading an ELA, now I realize this week is a lot more reading and less ELA. I don't want to throw everything on you all at once. Let's get good at what we're doing this week. And then next week, you might see me throw a little bit more ELA content in. Remember, I said this week I was going to go light, and I think Miss Howard's going a little light this week also to give you time to make sure you get weeks 1 and week 2 packets done, because those were pretty heavy. We intentionally made them kind of heavy, work heavy, not knowing what after 2 weeks it was going to look like. So we're building in some light time for you to make sure you get all that caught up, because it was a lot. So you need to do weeks 1 and 2 before you even start week 3, and then get caught up. I miss you. This is my last video for this week. I'll see you next week. No, I won't, because it's spring break. Hey, it's spring break next week. Time to catch up on work if you're still behind, or you get a break. You don't do any work next week. Enjoy, hopefully, some nice spring weather. I love you, and I'll see you on week 4, which will be the week after spring break. All right. Bible out. See you later.